Welcome to Mogul World Entertainment. This is the Inferno League. I am the creator, Zamogul. What's your name?
Xavier Chicks.
You Xavier what?
Xavier Chicks.
Xavier got chicks. You're a little too young, son, but that's your daddy's blood. Listen, let's talk about the Inferno League. And so I'm going to go over the expectations and the rules for you just so you have a verbal understanding. Sometimes on paper, you can get things misconstrued, and I want to make sure we don't have that issue. So I have it here behind me. I am the president and creator. My CFO is Mr. HTSD. No, that is not an STD, Mr. Hirsch. And so staff members will be highlighted in yellow. Let's go over the expectations. You're responsible for checking the Discord app daily. Okay, that is your responsibility. You're also responsible for adhering to all the rules provided. I'll go over those in just a moment. And to treat members with respect. Yes, you can talk shit. That is encouraged. Don't listen. And you can have don't say nothing. You can have a lot of fun and be competitive. Totally understand. But it stops with the gameplay. We're not talking about people's families. We're not talking about people's personal lives or, critiquing them. That's not what it's about. This is grown man league. We got to make sure that that's clear. So any type of targeting or, talking about somebody's family is going to have harsh consequences. And I apologize. You'll find out that I'm an avid candidate for the Crown Royal of the Vanilla there. So additionally, you're responsible for watching the Bottom Line YouTube series, which is going to give you information as well as potentially interviews. And you'll play all scheduled matchups within the time frame provided. And so without further ado, so the goal here will be to play 10 games within 20 days. 10 games within 20 days. There will be an incentive provided for those that are able to get 15 and 20. That's big. The team selection process, which is going to happen here on Thursday, I'm going to go live on Facebook. I'm going to put a link out here for you to join that particular Facebook page, and I'll go live so that way you guys can see that I don't tamper with this in any way. I will sit here, have it pulled up on the screen. I will punch in names one by one, and then I will randomize the order, and then we will select teams in that manner. And then, yes, you do have the ability to relocate and rename the team. That's not going to be an issue. Let's see here. In terms of the draft rules, one, we are going to draft at, what did I say? Hold on. I got to go back and look. I got so much going on. We're going to be drafting players at 8 p.m. Central. It won't take very long because there's only 7. It will be a serpentine draft. It will be completely random, so everybody needs to be on. If you can't be on, then get somebody in the league to kind of help you out a little bit so you can draft the players you prefer. But 7 players, and then I'll simulate the remainder. We're drafting 7. Hold on, you're going to have to wait. And, I think this will work out the best for everybody. In terms of scheduling games, it's an open season format, so you just have to have so many games in within 20 days. And so I will put that on the calendar, and so 20 days you need to have 10 games, and then we'll go by and we'll check. If you're not meeting up to that, you will get a warning. After that, you'll start probably facing penalties, and if it happens the second time after I've warned you the first time, a third time after I've warned you the first time and implemented a penalty the second time, third time you got to go. Bye-bye. See you later. Adios. You're kind of heavy. But yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. If you do set up an appointment and the player is a no-show, make me aware of that, because that will become a factor. If their game's not eligible to be rescheduled within a certain amount of time, that'll just result in a simulated win. But I do want everybody playing every game. I don't want where we gonna go off of some BS bullshit. I want the games played, all of them. And so, what? You're going to stand. Okay, that's even better because you're heavy. In terms of the gameplay, rules can be enhanced to benefit the league by the president, and that is coming. As a matter of fact, the defensive rule. We're not going to allow the computer to sit there and do all the work for you while you sit there and don't have to do anything. So you will need to D up the person that has the ball. Ideally, obviously, you're going to call formations, and there's going to be situations that has. But if it's a thing where you're all the way off the ball and it's always the computer, my initial thought was to dumb down the computer, so that way you obviously want to take over and not allow it, because I can pretty much downgrade the defensive structure of the computer, and what do you know? Next thing you know, you're losing. So let's not make it an issue. Please and thank you. Let's see here. Any type of notifications or changes to the league will be done in the bottom line as well as in the breaking news series. So you get a verbal and an audio and a visual. That's typically the way that everybody learns. So if I cover all three, there's no reason for you not to be able to get it. That's kind of my thought process. And if you have suggestions, please bring those to me, and we'll bring it to a vote, and we'll get that done. You do get one attempt per game. Of course, disconnects will potentially happen with the way the servers are set up. Please keep in mind and try to take a snapshot of what the score is, time frame remaining, so one can determine whether or not it's going to be a forced win, a simulation, or what have you. Let's see here. Quitting because you're losing is not allowed. You can't concede. I'm sorry. You got to play the game from start to finish, because stats are a thing that I like to use in the show. So I want those. No quitting. And no conceding. Streaming games is going to be a huge element to the league in terms of being able to have material. If you're not streaming, certain gameplays are going to be something that you want to record, so that way I can include in the show as well, just to bring another element. And streaming all your games is going to revolve and be tied to an incentive all by itself, just so you're aware. Vacation, everybody's got a personal life outside of playing the NBA. If you're going somewhere, please give me a heads up so that way I can know, so that way we can make the necessary arrangements. It won't lead to you being autoed, because you're not going to be on vacation the entire time we're playing, but you will have to coordinate your schedule according to where you can get all your games in. Trading players. You will have the ability to trade 5 times of your own free will. At the same time, I am going to have the staff team monitoring, because if it's a ridiculous trade, or if I feel like you're trying to work in liege with someone and help them get to the playoffs, then I will be able to knock that out and decline that trade. And so there will be an area for you to post your trade and post a picture. And as long as it's fair, no issues. But if I feel like you're trying to manipulate, I will shut it down. This does reset after each season. In terms of editing players, you're not allowed to edit any jersey numbers or names. You cannot change their position. There's more than enough players in each position for you to make it work. So there's no need to sit here and take LeBron James and make him a center. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to do that. Failure to meet this expectation may result in loss of attributes for that particular player. Incentives, I do want to touch on this. So as you play, you want to keep up with your overall points. So if me and this guy play a game and I beat him 100 to 75, and then I play a second game and I get 150 to 100, I have to keep up my points. I have 250 points. So once you get to 650, you'll get a development badge of your choice. And then it doubles. So as you score more points, it benefits you. So then after 650, then it's 1300, then it's 2500, then it's 5200. But I'm essentially rewarding you for playing your games. That's the thought process behind it. Streaming your games will also lead to a benefit. After you stream 15 games, it gives you 5 points of attributes to use towards your players, 1 per column. So, if you do the one, I think there's, I done forgot exactly all the details, and this won't load fast enough for me to be able to make it make sense. But you have certain columns that you have attributes in that you're able to add to. You get 1 point per column, so you can spread those points out. So it's not a substantial change that you can make to your player, but it will increase the effectiveness. Um, if you break a current record and if you break a current record in the league, you will receive a development upgrade pertaining to the record broke. So, again, if you happen to break a record, score X amount of points in the game, the most ever, awesome. Or you break the 3-point record, awesome. And it will pertain to the record that's broke in terms of the development upgrade. And then lastly, 15 games in 20 days will get you also another incentive as well. So I'm still combing out what that exactly will be, but know that there will be one. And so, I'm excited for this. This is going to be huge. I've created the advertising link. We're still 9 players short. I actually had a conversation with a guy that thinks he's got about 5 guys that want to join. So if he pulls through for me, then we'll be 3 short. Or 4, sorry. Blame it on the crown. But, that withstanding, the Inferno League is going to be hot. It's going to be fun. It's going to be engaging. There's going to be interviews. There's going to be, great dialogue and conversation. It's going to be a fun league. I'm glad that you guys have chosen to be a part of it in this process. I can't wait. Hopefully you can either. Let's make sure we go over the rules and we're ready to go to work, because this week, the time for talking is over. It's going to be time to play. You want to say bye?
Bye.